Phase 3 is almost upon us. Wow, that actually sounds like a good title for the video. I want to make sure that you're ready in less than 5 minutes, so strap yourselves in. This video is sponsored by Warcraft Tavern, so thank you Warcraft Tavern. There's a link to them in the description below, and more on them at the end. First up, we've had our alpha dungeons for Phase 1, now you're going to have beta dungeons for Phase 2. Easier and arguably more fun than the last ones, and now providing all normal 10-man Ulduar loot as rewards. From each final boss of the beta dungeon, you'll also get a new currency, which is called Sidereal Essence. You can go to the vendor in Dalaran and spend these essences on hard mode 10-man Ulduar loot. So if Runestone or Nebula Band has been evading you for the last few months, you can put in the effort, go and do a few world tours of dungeons, and get whatever you want guaranteed. Phase 3 also brings a new dungeon, which is Trial of the Champion. This also has a beta version of itself. You put your riding skills from the Argent Tournament dailies to the test when you go in, which is what people will get pretty bored of fairly fast, but actually, for the first handful of times, it's quite fun. Each difficulty of the dungeon drops epic, starting at 200 eye level for normal and going all the way up to Ulduar 10-man normal loot from the beta version. Onyxia is back. Well, Onyxia didn't actually go anywhere, but she has been out grinding. This was actually an anniversary event back in original Wrath of the Lich King, which is why it's got some really interesting loot. You can get the old school tier 2 heads like Judgment Crown. The gear in 10-man is 232 and it's 245 from 25-man. Neither raid size is particularly difficult nor gives rewards of the level of Trial of the Grand Crusader, but it's worth doing every week just to try and get the bag that's got some gems in it, or the normal bag that you can equip, and of course the Onyxian Drake mount, which just looks pretty sick to be fair. And if you're a collector or you try and get as many mounts as possible, even if you're not going to use it, you're still going to want to try and get it. So likelihood is you'll be doing a lot of Onyxia. VOA is starting to get a little crowded as well. A third boss is joining the gang. You now have Corellon to do each week as well. Nothing really exciting to talk about here. It's just a place you can get 10 and 25-man normal tier and your PvP gear. Extra emblems obviously goes without saying. But you've been used to VOA bosses come in each phase now and what to expect from them, so moving on. Of course, the big one is TOGC, or Trial of the Grand Crusader. It's the new current content raid tier, which consists of 5 bosses and 4 difficulties. You have 10-man dropping 232 gear, 10-man heroics dropping 245 gear, but also if you clear the raid with 0 wipes on 10 heroic, you can get a 258 cloak. 25-man's dropping 245 gear, and finally 25 heroic is dropping 258 gear. And again, if you clear it with 0 wipes, also known as a tribute to insanity, you can get a 272 cloak, which is literally the highest possible item level on a single item or on any item that you can obtain until ICC. Pretty mental. I don't want to ruin the flow of the video, but if you do want to see me doing any of this content, I now stream daily on kick.com/Scottejaye. Link in the description. Still stream podcasts and stuff on YouTube, but general gameplay, Kick now. Goodbye Twitch. But back in TOGC, the bosses are not overly challenging, but there is the odd boss like a noob on Heroic, which will take some practice or even getting your raid comfortable with Twin Valkyrs. Overall, it's a raid I enjoy personally, and I'm glad to have something outside of Ulduar to do now. And I think it will present a decent challenge to the majority of people, but those who obviously know Life the PTR, yeah, they're going to have it clear in 30 minutes. That's all the group PvE content. There is more dailies you can now do at the Argent Tournament, and you can unlock things like your Squire, which gives you bank access, a Tabard, which teleports you straight to the tournament grounds. But I will say, with the vast majority of us being engineering nowadays, the Wormhole Engineering Teleporter pretty much takes you straight to the Argent Tournament anyway. So it's up to you whether you want to do all those dailies for the Teleport Tabard if you're an engineer. I probably would, just for something to do, really. For professions, Epic Gems is the obvious one to talk about. You'll now be able to gem all your gear with Epic Gems, and it's not going to be something you have to wait long for either. You can get uncut Epic Gems from prospecting titanium, you can buy them with honor, you can buy them with emblems, or you can even transmute them as alchemists. The daily JC cooldown can even have an epic gem inside it as well. So with the amount of emblems just flying around as an example, gems aren't going to be rare. You'll likely be able to pick them up relatively cheap, relatively fast, and get yourself kitted out properly ready for your first TOGC raid. All the recipes cost dual crafting tokens to buy, but you can now use titanium powder as a currency to trade in for more JC tokens. So it's not like you need to be doing dailies for the last 3 months to be able to buy them all. Just pick up loads of titanium and get prospecting. And then Jeeves. Many of us have waited ages for this. Engineers have been sat on this recipe likely since the first week of Wrath launching. But the thing holding us back from making it was the King's Amber requirement. These are the yellow epic uncut gems. Well, now they're here, get your Jeeves made. He's a personal butler which you can buy and sell at, much like a regular repair bot, but he also grants access to the bank for engineers. This is the thing that makes it absolutely worthwhile. While you're out farming, or you're in a raid, or wherever really, and your bags fill up, but you don't want to vendor stuff, you actually have all your bank space available as well. So pop down Jeeves, unload into the bank, not like that, and then carry on farming. For the PvPers, other than the fact you get another arena season, you also have one of the best massive battlegrounds in the form of Isle of Conquest. You have to control zones, take over a castle, kill a boss. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's actually a lot of fun, especially with the vehicle interactions, getting like glaive throwers, loading yourself into catapults. Like, you'll enjoy it. You can even parachute off of gunships. It's just a lot of fun. It's no secret that I don't PvP much, but even I'll do a few Isle of Conquest until I get annoyed that I'm dying every 2 minutes and log off in a rage. And that's about everything you need to know about Phase 3, which I hope I kept this quite short, and at the time of recording, it will be imminent. I'd imagine it's probably on NA now, live, before I've even posted this video, because it takes me so long to get everything done nowadays. But be sure to like and subscribe, and I will let the video roll out with our sponsor of today's video, Warcraft Tavern. Whether you play Classic Era, Wrath, or even Retail, sometimes we just need a little bit of help. Some guidance on a rotation for an ult, or a quick breakdown of a boss before you pull, just to freshen up on those mechanics. Or maybe you're changing your profession and want a full breakdown of everything you need from the auction house and what to craft. I've got you covered. Warcraft Tavern has guides for every class and spec for both PvE and PvP. All profession guides with a massive attention to detail. Dungeon guides, raid guides, reputation guides, talent calculators, an amazing, I repeat, amazing database full with everything you could possibly imagine being present there, as well as some other cool things all in one place like server populations, holiday event guides, achievement guides, and so much more. There genuinely is so much I wouldn't be able to cover it all in this small segment. I should mention the Dragonflight database as well if you're a retail player, but as you guys know, most of my time spent in Classic, so I just want to cover what's important. But thank you Warcraft Tavern for sponsoring the video.